Cybersecurity Today would like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers a complete networking stack, wired, wireless, and cellular in one integrated solution that's built for performance and scale. You can find them at meter.com/CST.
React Flaw drama among researchers and another Cloudflare outage. Major flaws in AI coding tools could lead to remote compromise. And financial services firm ransomware breach impacts more than 70 US banks and credit unions. This is Cybersecurity Today, and I'm your host, David Shipley. Let's get started. Today's top story, and one causing widespread confusion, comes from reporting by Cyberscoop. It highlights a growing divide between what researchers say is happening with a new React vulnerability and what's actually happening inside victim organizations, according to response teams. The vulnerability, known as React to Shell, has triggered a mix of skepticism, doubt, and outright debate across some in the security community. Some researchers insist exploitation in the wild is minimal, mostly scanning and experimentation. Others, including multiple incident response teams, are reporting real compromises, real malware deployments, and dozens of affected organizations. That tension between perceived uncertainty and confirmed impact is shaping this to become one of the most chaotic vulnerability disclosures and responses we've seen in years. Now, why does this flaw matter? Remote code execution in React. React isn't just another average web library. It's one of the most widely used frameworks powering modern web applications, especially React server components, which run sensitive logic server-side. A remote code execution flaw in a server-side React component is significant. First of all, no authentication required, not good. The attack surface here is huge. Cloud providers, SaaS apps, custom enterprise services all use React or Next.js. Server-side compromise gives attackers a foothold. Once they're in, they can steal creds, move laterally, deploy malware, or extract cloud secrets. This is why the vulnerability carries the CVSS score of 10, the maximum possible. And by the way, CISA added CVE 2025-55-182 to its known exploited vulnerabilities list almost immediately last week. Hopefully, that should end debate about whether exploitation is real, happening, or theoretical. Despite public disagreements around some proof-of-concept exploit code, the on-the-ground data paints a clear picture. As Cyberscoop reports, Palo Alto's Unit 42 has confirmed more than 30 organizations have been impacted so far. Watchtower is observing indiscriminate exploitation across the internet. And Wiz has seen cryptojacking deployments and cloud credential extraction attempts in customer environments. Unit 42 links some of the activity to UNC 5174, believed to have ties to China's Ministry of State Security. Investigators have found Snowlight and V-Shell malware deployed during follow-on attacks. The broader pattern includes remote code execution attempts, reconnaissance, theft of cloud configuration files, and downloaders fetching additional payloads. Wiz research gives us a sense of why this vulnerability is so attractive. 39% of cloud environments contain vulnerable React or Next.js instances. 44% expose Next.js systems publicly, and 69% use the Next.js framework in some form. In short, the attack surface here is enormous. Even defenders acting quickly on this have run into trouble. Cloudflare reported a temporary outage last week linked to changes they deployed to detect and mitigate this vulnerability. It's a reminder that sometimes fixing issues at this scale can cause even more operational challenges, especially for global providers. While the debate continues in some corners of the research community, the incident data is starting to become clear. React to Shell is being exploited and organizations are being compromised. This is a high-severity vulnerability in a widely deployed framework, and defenders should prioritize patching and monitoring now. Don't wait until full consensus emerges. Today, we've got two major stories showing how quickly AI is reshaping the software security landscape. And the bottom line here is clear. The tools that are being adopted in many organizations to speed up development are opening the door to new and very real attack paths. According to reporting by the Hacker News, researcher Ari Marzouk has discovered more than 30 vulnerabilities across a wide range of AI developer tools, a set of problems he's calling IDE SASTER. These flaws hit popular AI IDEs and extensions like Cursor, Windsurf, GitHub Copilot, Klein, and more. And the pattern is troubling. AI agents are breaking long-standing trust boundaries inside IDEs. They inherit the assumptions of tools built for humans, but now they can autonomously trigger actions that were never designed to handle potentially hostile input. Marzouk showed how attackers can combine prompt injection, auto-approved AI tool calls, and normal IDE features to quietly steal files, modify workspace settings, and plant persistent backdoors, as well as even execute commands. In many cases, the user doesn't have to click anything. The AI agent does it all for them. For defenders, this means AI coding tools now operate with high privilege. Prompt injection is still a fundamentally unsolved problem, and the software supply chain is becoming far easier to tamper with. And that brings us to story number 2. According to reporting by Cyberscoop, researchers at Aikido have found that major AI coding tools from Google, Anthropic, OpenAI, and GitHub are regularly embedding untrusted text directly into prompts. When organizations plug AI into code review, issue triage, and GitHub Actions or GitLab pipelines, they're giving these agents real authority inside repositories. But LLMs still struggle to tell the difference between here's some content to analyze and here's a command I should execute. Aikido demonstrated real-world cases where attackers embedded malicious instructions in pull requests or issue comments, and the AI treated them as legitimate commands, executing actions inside the CI/CD workflows with elevated privileges. This is not a theoretical risk. It's happening in production. The takeaway here for security teams, AI is accelerating software development, and it's also accelerating mistakes and risks. It's eroding trust boundaries across IDEs, pipelines, and automation. And unless we rethink how tools and processes handle input and authority in the age of AI, we'll keep seeing more and more supply chain exposures and issues landing on all of us in the real world. We're tracking a significant third-party breach impacting the U.S. financial sector. According to reporting by Bleeping Computer, Marquis Software Solutions, a major provider of analytics, CRM, and compliance reporting, as well as marketing tools for more than 700 U.S. financial institutions, has confirmed a ransomware attack that has compromised data tied to at least 74 banks and credit unions. Marquis says attackers breached their network on August 14, 2025, exploiting a SonicWall firewall, and they stole files containing sensitive customer information. Exposed data includes names, addresses, phone numbers, social security numbers, taxpayer IDs, birth dates, and financial account details. The kind of information that fuels identity theft and financial fraud. Notifications filed across multiple states indicate that it has impacted more than 400,000 people so far. While Marquis says there's, quote, no evidence, end quote, the data has been misused, reporting by Comparitech shows that at least one financial institution briefly stated Marquis paid a ransom, a step typically taken to prevent data leaks. The security improvements Marquis is now implementing, patching firewalls, rotating passwords, enforcing MFA, locking unused accounts, tightening geo-blocking, and increased logging, all point to a familiar pattern. Ransomware gangs gaining the initial access through SonicWall compromises, particularly targeting VPN accounts. This would align well with known tactics from the Akira ransomware group, which aggressively targeted SonicWall SSL VPN devices since 2024. Akira exploited CVE 2024-4766, a flaw that lets attackers steal usernames, passwords, and even one-time passcode seeds. That meant patched devices remained vulnerable if credentials weren't reset, and even MFA couldn't stop attackers if the OTP seeds were already stolen. Once inside, Akira typically performs reconnaissance, escalates privileges in Active Directory, steals data, and then deploys ransomware. It's the same playbook over and over again across multiple high-impact breaches over the last 18 months. If this week is any sign of what 2026 has in store, we're going to continue to face a collision of old and emerging risks. React to Shell shows that even our most established frameworks can still hide some pretty disastrous vulnerabilities. The AI development tool Flaws highlight how fast we're adopting systems that behave in ways we don't fully understand and don't fully control, and we didn't design environments for appropriately. And the Marquis breach reminds us that supply chain compromises remain a stubborn, persistent threat, one that AI is likely going to make far, far worse. All of this reinforces why security culture is so important. It's not just about policies or tools. It's creating and sustaining the shared mindset to question assumptions, to spot problems early, and to build resilience. Security by design, now security with AI, and updating our designs to think about the new threat models are critical. We're always interested in your feedback. You can contact us at technewsday.com or leave a comment under the YouTube video. Please help us spread the word about the show. Like, subscribe, or leave a review. And if you enjoy the show, please tell others. And to the hundreds of people that have taken the time to give us a rating on popular platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more, thank you. We'd love to continue to grow our audience, and we need your help. I've been your host, David Shipley. Jim Love will be back on Wednesday.
We'd like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you the podcast. Meter delivers full-stack networking infrastructure, wired, wireless, and cellular to leading enterprises. Working with their partners, Meter designs, deploys, and manages everything required to get performant, reliable, and secure connectivity in a space. They design the hardware, the firmware, build the software, manage deployments, and even run support. It's a single integrated solution that scales from branch offices, warehouses, all the way to large campuses and data centers. Book a demo at meter.com/CST. That's METER.com/CST.